You're welcome to the Pulse of Africa community. I hope you're doing great today. If you're joining us for the first time, don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed and connected to Africa's most important news reports. Your engagements will help this video to reach more people. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to Pulse of Africa. Today's story is from the United States, which is escalating its pressure on Nigeria, alleging a Christian genocide. And time, according to U.S. officials, is running out. This Thursday, November 20, 2025, the U.S. House of Representatives Subcommittee on Africa will hold a highly anticipated public hearing. The focus: President Donald Trump's recent decision to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, for religious freedom violations. The hearing will take place at 11 a.m. in room 2172 of the Rayburn House Office Building, and it will be webcast live. At the heart of this dramatic escalation is the U.S. claim that Christians in Nigeria are being systematically persecuted and killed. Lawmakers, including Representative Chris Smith, RNJ, chair of the Subcommittee on Africa, are calling out what they describe as an ongoing atrocity. Senior U.S. State Department officials are expected to testify alongside Nigerian religious leaders during the hearing. This marks a major step because under U.S. law, specifically the International Religious Freedom Act, the CPC designation gives Washington a range of diplomatic and economic levers, including possible sanctions, visa bans, and restrictions on aid. In a recent statement, Congressman Riley Emu expressed strong support for Trump's move. He introduced a resolution condemning what he called the ongoing persecution of Christians in Nigeria. According to his office, more than 7,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria in 2025 alone, an average of about 35 deaths every day. The resolution also supports every tool at the United States' disposal: diplomatic, economic, humanitarian, and even security, to respond. Also backing this move are House appropriations leaders, including Tom Cole and Mario Diaz-Balart, who say this designation finally shows the U.S. will not tolerate religious persecution. So what evidence are U.S. lawmakers using to justify these serious accusations? Open Doors and other Christian advocacy groups report that Nigeria is among the most dangerous places in the world to be a Christian.
He argued that the first victims of extremist groups like Boko Haram have largely been Muslims, and that equating the conflict to genocide misrepresents the reality. The human toll in Nigeria is staggering, according to those sounding the alarm. In June 2025, the Yelwata massacre reportedly claimed 100 to 200 lives, most of them Christians, when gunmen attacked a village in Benue State. According to some Christian advocacy groups, well over 30,000 Christians have died since 2009, using data that spans terror attacks, herder violence, and other religiously tinged conflicts. Blasphemy laws are also a key part of the argument. In parts of northern Nigeria, 12 states retain death penalty laws for blasphemy, adding to the burden on Christian communities. U.S. lawmakers, including Representative Chris Smith, have repeatedly said that the Nigerian government is not doing enough. They point to the lack of prosecutions and what they call a culture of impunity. Frankly, this is a pivotal moment for both the United States and Nigeria. On one hand, it demonstrates how seriously some U.S. leaders view the threat to religious minorities, especially Christians, in Nigeria. They are not merely condemning in words, they are preparing to back their claims with legal and diplomatic firepower. On the other hand, Nigeria's resistance raises valid concerns about national sovereignty and narrative bias. The violence in Nigeria is deeply complicated, driven by insurgency, climate pressures, resource competition, and ethnic identity, not simply religious persecution. As the African Union noted, the situation cannot be neatly boxed as a Christian genocide, and some analysts warn that framing the crisis purely in religious terms risks oversimplifying a much more tangled conflict. At the same time, the reports of thousands of Christian deaths, destroyed churches, and mass displacement are deeply troubling. If proven true in full, these allegations demand more than diplomatic posturing. They require accountability, protection, and an unwavering commitment to human rights. That's the latest on U.S. not backing down on Christian genocide. Time is almost up. We'll be closely following Thursday's hearing in Congress and bringing you expert analysis, live reaction, and what this could mean for the future of U.S.-Nigeria relations.
President Trump continues to ramp up calls for Nigeria to do more to protect Christians in that country. Let's take a closer look at the roots of religious tension there. The country split into 3 sections, the north largely Muslim and at least partially governed by Sharia law. The middle belt, which is mixed, and the heavily Christian south. Much of the violence against Christians that we've been hearing about takes place in the northeast region of the country at the hands of jihadist groups like Boko Haram, as well as Fulani militias in the central belt and elsewhere. According to the International Society for Civil Liberties and the Rule of Law, more than 7,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria.
If you found this report insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to the Pulse of Africa channel. Your support helps us keep bringing you in-depth, timely coverage of the stories that matter. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.